students, welcome to the concluding part of the chapter Cell Cycle and Cell Division. In our last class, we have studied about the cell division called mitosis, and we had come to know the various stages of mitosis, and then we had come to know about karyokinesis fully, followed by that of the cytokinesis. But a small segment of that topic was left, that is the significance of mitosis. Now, significance of mitosis means what is the actual role of mitosis in an organism's life. Well, by going through the steps of the mitosis, you might have come to know that mitosis is the type of cell division which is associated with the growth of an organism. So if a cell grows, during the cell cycle we have seen that a cell grows. When a cell grows, definitely its nuclear material grows, its cytoplasmic content grows. So there is, you can say, disproportionate growth of that of the nuclear material with that of the cytoplasmic material. So there should be a balance. So to maintain the nuclear cytoplasmic ratio, mitosis is necessary. Next, if we talk about, in case of mitosis, for those organisms, those which are lower organisms, sometimes mitosis also act as a mode of reproduction for them. So for them it is also a thing to reproduce or to divide themselves. So that is the role of mitosis or significance of mitosis for some lower group of organisms. Then mitosis is associated with the repairing work. In our body, the epithelial cells which are lining the gut, which are found on the internal organs of our body, are subjected to wear and tear. So they have to be replaced by a new cell. So mitosis plays a role over there. So mainly mitosis is associated with growth and repairing. Mitosis is also associated with reproduction in case of some group of organisms. And as I told you, mitosis is also helpful for maintaining a nucleocytoplasmic ratio. And of course, we all know that mitosis is a equational division. So it maintains the chromosome number constant in all the somatic cells of our body. So now we will come to today's class, which is another type of cell division which is called as your meiosis. Now this meiosis term was coined by two scientists. They were called as your Farmer and Murray. These two scientists in the year 1904, they coined this term which is called as your meiosis. Now meiosis, unlike mitosis, does not take place in every cell of our body. It is generally associated with sexually reproducing organisms, especially with respect to their gamete formation. So gamete is an essential part of sexual reproduction, because if the gametes are formed, which is half the number of the chromosomes, having half the number of chromosomes, so as a result of fertilization, the chromosome number can be made constant. So there is the significance of that of meiosis. So meiosis helps in maintaining a constant chromosome number of an organism by reducing the chromosome number into half in the gametes, which will result further into fertilization, resulting into a new organism, and thus maintaining the chromosome number constant. And this work was done by many scientists, but the name was coined by that of Farmer and Murray. Now this division is known as your reductional division. Now what is the meaning of reduction? Reduction means to reduce the chromosome number. In case of mitosis, the chromosome numbers, they were exactly the same as that of the parental cell. That means if the parental cell is diploid, the chromosome number in case of the that is the daughter cells will also be diploid. If the chromosomes numbers are haploid in the original cell, then after mitosis the daughter cells will also have the haploid number of chromosomes. But in case of meiosis, the chromosome numbers in the cells, in the daughter cells, are reduced to half. And after the that is your meiotic division, one complete meiotic division, which is further divided into meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So when these two divisions are completed, at the end of the meiosis, from a single parent cell, we are getting 4 haploid daughter cells. So this is also different from that of mitosis. So this is a difference. Mitosis, after every mitotic division from the parent cell, we are getting 2 daughter cells having exactly the same chromosome number, whereas in case of meiosis, at the end of meiotic division, the parental cell will have 4 daughter cells and they will be haploid. The parent cell is diploid and the 4 daughter cells which are formed, they will be haploid. So since they are having half the number of the chromosome, so such division is known as your reductional division. Now meiosis is further divided into meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So here you see what happens is that there is the genetic material is actually duplicating once, but that is the nucleus is dividing twice, the cytoplasm is dividing twice. But if you talk about chromosomes, the chromosomes are not dividing twice, they are dividing only once. Okay, so one time only the chromosome is divided into half. But if you talk about the nuclear division, that is karyokinesis, if you talk about the cytokinesis, they are undergoing 2 times division. And in between meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, there is a very slight gap. And this gap is, you can say, again the resting phase or the preparatory phase to enter into meiosis 2, which is very simultaneous soon after meiosis 1. That is called as your interkinesis. Like we have seen interphase in case of mitosis, which was quite lengthy, time consuming. Almost 95% of the time was alone taken by that of the interphase, and rest 5% was the divisional phase. But here interkinesis is very short in between meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Now see students, meiosis 1 is very crucial or very important to know. The reason is because here many events takes place which we did not study in case of mitosis. In case of mitosis, it was a very simple division where the chromosomes, the chromatin threads, they condense, they form the rod-shaped structures. Then the division of the arm, that is the chromosomes, the arms of the chromosomes was being held, and they were attached to that of the centromere, and then finally they arrange themselves in the that is your equatorial plate, held by that of the spindle fiber. Then the spindle fiber pulled apart the chromosomes. The 2 sister chromatids, they were halved along with that of the centromere. They were pulled to the anaphase, and that is they were pulled to the 2 opposite pole in the anaphase stage, and finally in the telophase there was gradually again the reappearance of the various organelles, followed by the cytokinesis, in which we have seen that the development of the membrane, development of the cell membrane takes place in case of animal cell by furrowing, and in case of plant cell it was a cell plate formation. But here if you talk about in case of meiosis 1 is further divided into the 4 stages, that is your prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1, out of which prophase 1 is the lengthiest one, and it is this prophase 1 in which there are various sub stages and various changes takes place, which is only found in case of meiosis, and that is how the significance of the meiosis lies over there, that we will be seeing. Now prophase 1 is further divided into 5 sub stages. Okay, these are very important, please listen to it very carefully. The first stage is called the leptotene stage. Now what is this leptotene stage? We know that the chromosomes are in the form of thread. When it is the divisional time, that time they start condensing to become that rod-like structure. So in case of leptotene stage, what happens is that the that is your chromatin threads having the chromomeres, they assemble towards one corner of the nucleus. They get assembled towards the nuclear membrane in one corner, forming a sort of bouquet-like stage. Flower bouquets are there. So the chromosomes are also held together by the telomeres towards the nuclear membrane, forming some sort of bouquet-like stage. So bouquet-like stage is the characteristic feature of this substage, which is called leptotene stage. So not much changes, but just assemblage of the chromatin threads by their telomeres in one corner of the nucleus, held by the nuclear membrane. That is what is seen in case of your leptotene stage. Next is your zygotene stage. Now in case of zygotene stage, pairing of the homologous chromosomes takes place. That is synapsis takes place. We call it as synapsis. The chromosomes, we know they are in pairs. So the exact pair, suppose chromosome number 1. So chromosome number 1 will be having one chromosome from the father's side, that is paternal, and one will be maternal. So there will be a pairing of chromosomes. So the pairing of the chromosomes or the formation of the synapse takes place, synapsis takes place in case of, not synapse because synapse is in neuron, okay, not here. Synapsis formation takes place in case of this zygotine stage. So the pairing of the homologous chromosomes takes place. The next stage is Pachytene, which is slightly bigger, because most of the changes or the events takes place in the Pachytene stage, other than this leptotene and zygotine, which were very simplified. Now by this time in Pachytene, the chromosomes have taken up the rod-shaped structure, and the bivalent formation has taken place. The synaptonymal complex has taken place, that is synapsis has taken place. Now what will happen is that if we consider this to be one pair and this to be another pair, so the arms of the chromosomes, they undergo splitting. Okay, so they undergo splitting. Now this is a pair, so this is called a bivalent, and in this pair only the splitting of the arm takes place, but not the centromere. The centromere remains intact. You can see that centromere is single. Here also, here also, here also, centromere is single. Centromere does not divide. So the arms splits. So now we have this chromosomes having two sister chromatids. This chromosome, black color chromosome which I have drawn, this is also having sister chromatids. So if we consider in terms of chromatids, it has 4 arms, so we can call it to be the tetrad formation. So here tetrad formation takes place. Then the next thing which takes place in case of Pachytene only is that the crossing over takes place. Crossing over takes place between non-sister chromatids. Now these 2 red arms are of the same chromosome, this red chromosome, and these 2 black arms are of this chromosome, that is a black chromosome. But if we consider this arm, black arm, and the red arm, they belong to 2 different chromosomes but of the same pair, of course. So they form a crossing over. They form a crossing over, and as a result of crossing over, there is a genetic exchange. The segment of the chromosome is exchanged in between the non-sister chromatids. And now you can see here in the next phase that this red chromosome, where the crossing over has taken place, it took the black portion of this chromosome to itself, and it has donated its red portion to this black chromosome. Similarly here also. So crossing over, or you can say the genetic exchange, takes place in the stage which is called Pachytene. So Pachytene is very vital. Here we are seeing the bivalence, here we are seeing the tetrad formation, here we are seeing that is crossing over, and as a result of crossing over, recombination takes place. Recombination of parental characters takes place, which is very crucial in terms of variation in an organism, which is one of the significance of meiosis. Now since here recombination takes place, so there is one enzyme which is called as your recombinase enzyme, which helps in the process of the recombination between the non-sister chromatids. Now this is all about your Pachytene. So this is Pachytene. Now diplotene stage. Now what happens in diplotene stage is that this crossing over is now over, exchange of genetic material is over. Now the non-sister chromatids are moved apart, but they are held to certain points, and they form these points where they are held together. They form somewhat like X-like structure, so that is called as your chiasma. Okay, so that type of thing can be seen in case of diplotene. Next is your dikinesis. Dikinesis is the stage when now the cell is totally ready to go to the metaphase stage, so that they can be again arranged into the equatorial plate, and in the anaphase again to be pulled apart and all. So what things we have read in the mitosis prophase, that is disappearance of nucleolus, disappearance of nuclear membrane, formation of that is your spindle fiber, when the 2 centrioles will be moving to the 2 opposite poles. Development of the spindle fiber will take place, which will be now holding these chromosomes through their centromere, and they will be all lying in the equatorial plate inside the nucleus. So all these things will be taking place in case of your dikinesis stage. That means now disappearance of the nuclear membrane, disappearance of the nucleolus is taking place, and formation of the spindle fiber is starting. So all these events takes place in case of dikinesis. So since you can see here all these 5 substages, so many events or so many changes are happening, so definitely it is the lengthiest of all the that is, you can say, the stages of meiosis 1, prophase 1. Okay, now metaphase 1. Metaphase 1 is very simple. Here these chromosomes, which are of course in this, that is, they are joined together, the arms of the chromosomes are joined together with the common centromere. They will be all held in the equatorial plate. Okay, they will be, this is if we consider this to be the, equatorial plate. So they are in the equatorial plate, and if we consider this to be the centriole, like this, and this one if we consider it to be the spindle fiber. So you can see that they are attached by means of the spindle fiber in the metaphase 1 stage. But if you remember, in case of mitosis, that is your sister chromatids, they got splitted up along with the centromere, and then they were pulled to the two different poles in the anaphase stage of mitosis. But here it will not happen. Here the intact chromosome will move to one pole. Here there will be no that is separation of the sister chromatids here. Okay, so what will happen is that here these two will move to one pole, and these two will be moving to one pole. There will be not like half of the centromere, half of the centromere, half of the centromere. This half will be moving here. That means 4 will be moving here, 4 will be moving there. No, only 2 will be intact chromosome. Two will be moving. Suppose this one and this one, these two will be moving to this pole, and the second one and this second one will be moving to the other pole. So this thing will take place in case of anaphase 1. So the intact chromosome with the sister chromatids having the recombined portion or the recombined arm will be going to the two opposite poles. So here you see which happened in case of mitosis. It was a complete division. So 4 went one side and 4 went one side. So originally the nucleus had 4 chromosomes, so daughter cells will also be having 4 and 4, but here it is not happening. Here what is happening? Here 2 are going to one pole and 2 are going to one pole, isn't it? So that means what? It is becoming half. It is becoming reduced. So that is why it is called the reductional division. Understood? Okay. Now the next is your telophase 1. In case of telophase 1, again the reappearance of the nuclear membrane will take place, followed by that of the cytokinesis. Now after the cytokinesis, again now the newly formed 2 daughter cells which are having half the number of chromosomes. Think about this to be half. So this segment is one daughter cell and this segment is one daughter cell. So daughter cells are having half the number of chromosomes. Here 2 chromosomes, here 2 chromosomes, but originally if you see they had 4, isn't it? So now this daughter cell will further undergo meiosis 2 and this daughter cell will further undergo meiosis 2. Okay, now in the meiosis 2, it is exactly same like that of mitosis, where there is all the steps same like that of mitosis. In mitosis, what events has taken place? In meiosis 2, same things will happen. That is why meiosis 2 is also known as equational division, because it is same like that of the mitosis. So prophase 2 will not be as lengthy as prophase 1. Here simply the disappearance of the nuclear wall, that is your nuclear membrane, nucleolus and the organelles all will be disappearing. Formation of the spindle fiber will begin. The chromatin threads which formed in the telophase 1, that is again coiling of those things will take place to form rod-like structure which is called the chromosomes. Now in the metaphase 2, again the chromosomes, they will be lying in the equatorial plate, and then now this time in the anaphase 2, the centromere will undergo splitting. So when the centromere will be undergoing splitting, now the sister chromatids are pulled apart to the opposite poles. Now this time what will be happening is that from a single cell, if we consider this to be a cell, we will be having at the end 4 daughter cells. Okay, we will be having 4 daughter cells. And in this 4 daughter cells, we will be now having half the number of chromosomes. That is, let us see this. So this will be actually the result after the end of meiosis 2. From this parental cell, at the end we are getting the daughter cell having half the number of chromosomes. Here we are having only 2 chromosomes, but here we had 2 pairs of chromosomes. That means 4 chromosomes were there. And of course in telophase 2, it will be again reappearance of the nuclear membrane. The nucleolus formation will begin with the help of the NOR and the RNAs, and then the appearance of the, that is your organelles, will take place. Endoplasmic reticulum will help in the formation of the nuclear membrane, followed by cytokinesis, in which if it is a plant cell, it will be helping to form the cell plate, and if it is animal cell, then cell furrow formation will take place, resulting into the complete division of the daughter cells. So this is how the meiosis occurs, and this is how it is different from that of the mitosis. And significance of meiosis, if you talk about, definitely by this time we have come to know that since prophase 1, so many events are taking place, exchange of genetic material is taking place, so definitely there is a chances of variation in an organism, and variation leads to evolution. So meiosis is very crucial for those organisms which are sexually reproducing to form variation, or for the appearance of a new species or new characteristic in the species, so that they can better be adapted to the changing environment. And also chromosome number can be made constant by the help of meiosis, because we know that gametes are having half the number of chromosomes, and when these gametes unite, then they will be completing the original chromosome number of the species or the organism. So this is all about this chapter of cell cycle and cell division, in which we have studied about the 2 crucial type of cell division. One is mitosis, meiosis, and in the beginning we have learnt about that of the cell cycle. And that is what today's class is all about. Please go through the study material provided in your book and try to correlate it with that of the given video, which will be helping you a lot. That's all for today's class.